If you're tuning into this video, you might, like me, think that Elon Musk is entirely clueless. However, this time around, we're going to witness where exactly Elon Musk inherited his foolishness from. In this video, Elon Musk's father will embarrass himself and face fact-checking. But it's not just fact-checking, he'll also face criticism and resistance regarding his statements about a supposed genocide occurring in South Africa. Let's watch the entire video, and I'll share my opinions at the end.
The South African-born billionaire Elon Musk was watching behind the couch in the Oval Office, and we can speak now to his South African father, Errol, who joins us. Good morning to you.
Morning.
The way the meeting went in the Oval Office has been reported very widely as a sort of ambush of Ramaphosa. Do you think it was?
Well, no. I think they went for the most important thing, and that is to ensure that these people that were murdered didn't die in vain, and that their lives could count for something. It is a genocide. The area in which these people live that were murdered is sparsely populated. It's very much similar, probably less populated than the area around Gaza, where the Hamas atrocities took place. So the number is not 1,000, it's well over 4,000 farmers that have been killed. And probably the whole population is probably in the area of about 12,000.
But those figures, so Errol, those figures don't come from the South African government. South African police recorded 12 murders on farms in the last quarter of 2024, and that's out of almost 7,000 murders across the country.
Yes, you can't rely on the South African government for anything.
But why should we rely on you who assert it either? That's the problem.
Well, I'm telling you what the numbers are. 4,000 is the number, over 4,000. And, I don't want to get into a debate on this. So they dealt with the main issue last night, and not the 140 race laws aimed at white people, not the forcing of competent people out of jobs, not the BEE, which is destroying business in South Africa, not the fact that the economy here is on its knees, that the country is being driven into the ground by this government of the last 35 years. They dealt with the most important thing, and the ANC will go away with nothing. Nothing.
But many people would recognise, and we've reported on this programme, the problem of corruption in the South African government, the problem of the economy, things you're talking about. But genocide is a very specific phrase. It has a very specific meaning. It doesn't strike me that any of the South Africa's political parties, including the Afrikaners and the white community in general, they don't say there's a genocide in South Africa. None of the figures that are produced by people in the country support the notion of genocide. You can talk about inequality, you can talk about individual cases and murders, and people understand that. But genocide is a very specific thing that doesn't seem to be supported by evidence, Errol.
Yes, well, I don't agree with you. So, your opinion is not that important to me. So, yes, no,
it wasn't an opinion, it was a question, really, Errol.
The fact is that they are calling for the murder of white people, white farmers and so on in South Africa, in stadiums filled with hundreds. That's, you can't just ignore that, And, really, people are getting tired of this type of thing, Ramaphosa went there yesterday thinking, shame that we've come again to get our handout. Well, they're not getting their handout this time, all right? Okay.
Is that the bigger point that I think everyone would agree with is South Africa's huge violence problem?
I can't hear a word you say.
Oh, Errol, can you hear me now?
Yes, if you speak up, I can hear you.
Okay, I'll speak up for you. The bigger point, which everyone will agree on, is the problem of violence in South Africa. And I know you've experienced it yourself, Errol. You killed intruders who entered your property back in 1998, so you understand the issue of violence.
Yes. I was on a farm, and I had my 6-year-old daughter with me, and about 8 of them came in. They opened up on me, and my daughter fired 52 rounds at us. I don't know what they were shooting at, but they didn't hit us. I fired 2 rounds, and I dispatched 3 of them to the next world.
And how do you feel about that now when you reflect on it?
How do I feel about it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not proud of it. I mean, obviously, nobody wants to do that. On the other hand, if they'd succeeded, I was told by the police my child would have been most likely eaten for muti, so I'm glad, that we were able to survive that,
If you've ever been curious about where Elon Musk picked up his penchant for conspiracy theories, misinformation, and casual cruelty, take a closer look at his father. Today's video features Errol Musk, yes, the father of the world's wealthiest individual, appearing on live television to perpetuate a dangerous falsehood, the claim of a genocide against white farmers in South Africa. This fabrication has been consistently refuted by the South African government, human rights groups, independent journalists, and even white South African political figures. Errol Musk, however, appears indifferent to the truth. He doesn't refer to credible sources and shows no interest in an open dialogue. He craves headlines, inciting panic, and perpetuating an age-old narrative that portrays white people, rather than the historically oppressed, as the actual victims. This approach is not commentary, it's white grievance propaganda masquerading as concern for public safety. Despite the interviewer challenging him gently and with factual murder statistics, Errol dismisses accountability by saying, "Your opinion's not important to me." Imagine that. He's on a global platform making allegations of genocide, a term loaded with the gravest implications in international law, and when pressed for evidence, he ignores the core of accountability. Errol Musk wants the public to believe there has been a racially motivated killing spree resulting in over 4,000 white farmer deaths. Yet the reality is there were 12 farm murders in the last quarter of 2024, out of thousands of total murders in a country grappling with widespread violence across all racial groups. This isn't genocide, it's dishonesty and manipulation. To be clear, South Africa does face immense challenges, such as rampant inequality, crime, government corruption, and apartheid's lasting impact. But twisting these complexities into a sensationalist narrative of white genocide isn't just irresponsible, it's deeply dangerous on both a political and moral level. We've encountered this narrative before. It's the same rhetoric used by white supremacist groups in the US, Europe, and Australia, spinning tales that white people are under siege, with their culture, jobs, and safety being obliterated. These stories encourage violence and validate extremism. What makes it worse is hearing them from Errol Musk, not some obscure online troll, particularly since they matter due to his connection with Elon Musk, a tech leader who is frequently found associating with right-wing figures, spreading conspiracy theories, and echoing racist undertones without consequence. Errol's television appearance isn't a mere lapse. It ties into a broader cultural touchstone where facts become optional and white victimhood turns into a creed. Furthermore, the interview takes on an even more ominous tone when Errol shares a violent incident on his farm, claiming that he killed several intruders in front of his young daughter. While he may portray it as a fight for survival, he disturbingly recounts hearsay about his daughter being eaten, a horrific, unfounded tale tied to racist colonial myth-making designed to dehumanize black people as savages. This should alarm everyone because it's more than just Errol Musk's deluded perspectives. It's about providing a stage to such views and how this turns genocide denial into genocide fabrication, misappropriating a term meant for atrocities like the Holocaust, Rwanda, Darfur, and redirecting it through flawed crime statistics. It's an affront to true genocide victims and a weapon aimed at black South Africans, used to undermine land reform, demonize equity, and bolster white supremacy under the guise of self-defense. Consequently, if you've ever wondered about Elon Musk's influences, this is revealing. It isn't merely a father embarrassing himself live, it's about the larger trend of powerful white men, bending truths, fabricating victimhood, and using their influence to distort reality, all to maintain power structures they fear losing. If such rhetoric isn't countered vigorously and openly, history is bound to repeat itself, not just confined to South Africa, but globally. One thing I absolutely love is seeing these types of individuals being relentlessly questioned whenever they appear on any British media platform. Just the other day, I shared a video featuring Ben Shapiro and Andrew Neil, and it's really gaining traction, so be sure to check it out. It was posted just a couple of days back. They are habitually called out for their lies. Now, Elon Musk's father attempted to spread misleading information about an alleged genocide occurring in South Africa. Of course, it's not true, but he made these claims without any supporting evidence. When the host challenged him with real data and facts, he retorted with, "You can't trust or depend on the South African police." So, Mr. Musk, you're saying we shouldn't trust them, but we should take your word for it? Completely lost, utterly clueless. Anyway, let me know what you all think about Elon Musk's dad and the video in the comments below. I always love hearing your opinions on this, and while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe and give a thumbs up to help with the YouTube algorithm. Let's get this video seen by as many people as possible. I appreciate you all. Hit the bell notification, and I'll catch you in the next one.